holiday season is upon us, and every holiday season, Heather and I and the crew from 1623 end up at, of course, the beautiful Beauport Hotel on Commercial Street in downtown Gloucester.
Do you know, Corey, that
Yeah.
I have more of a Christmas tradition or holiday tradition with you than my grown children right now?
I believe it.
I see you every year
Yeah.
for this holiday event, and I don't always see my grown children.
I know. Well, we mark the calendar because every time Beauport dresses up for the holidays, right after Thanksgiving, we make a point to book a show here.
Yeah.
And of course, we want to get caught up on the latest with the hotel and all the holiday happenings around Cape Ann. Joining us right now is the owner of the Beauport Hospitality Group and the director of marketing here at the Beauport Hotel, Sherry Zizik and Jean Hennessy.
Yep.
Great to see both of you.
My new name is O'Reilly.
Oh.
But that's fine.
Oh.
That's fine. Yeah.
So
I
fun.
go by anything like
I go back.
Yeah.
She answers to anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Well, we just call you Sherry. We
Okay,
love
yeah.
Sherry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's great.
Yeah.
So thanks so much for having us, as always. We're so gracious for your hospitality. So I guess let's talk about what we have going on at the hotel for the holiday season.
Okay, I'm going to turn that over to Jeannie. She has a schedule like right in front of her with the dates.
Okay.
I've got it all
All
right
right, here we go.
here. Too much to know without looking at it on a piece of paper. As you know, we always have so much going on every year. And here at the hotel, we have the Home for the Holidays package for people to come and enjoy. Lots of folks come from all over to come visit their family here. And others have started a tradition of coming here for the holidays, so it's wonderful. And our Jingle Bar, pop-up bar, is up and running again Wednesdays from now until just after Christmas. For those of you who don't know, it's a pop-up piano bar here in the lobby.
So much fun.
It is so much fun. People get all decked out in their holiday wear and come and have a drink or two.
So do you have pop-up pianists, or can someone sit down at the keys?
No, we
and
hire pianists,
okay.
different folks each week, and they are instructed to read the crowd. So if folks want lively and singing, that's what they get. If they want just background quiet music, that's what they get. So
Nice.
very talented
and we
musicians.
do have a security employee here that is a really excellent singer. So he pops in and does a song here and there.
Oh, that's
Great.
cool.
He's great.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
he's great.
Yeah, I didn't even ask how Ladies' Night went last night because we usually, for any of those big festive events like that, folks either start at the hotel or finish up at the hotel.
That's what happened. They
Yep.
did both.
They did. Yeah, I can tell you at 2 in the afternoon, the lobby was filled. Kathy does such a fabulous job. She brings all of her boutique out into the pre-assembly area here.
Yeah.
And it was filled with ladies already at 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yep.
It was awesome.
That's
and
great.
then people end up here to have end the night with a nightcap.
Yeah.
So how late did it go?
We were 12:30.
Oh
I
my
think I
gosh.
Yeah.
Wow, so much
But you
fun.
know, it is so much fun. It
It
really
is.
is.
Yeah.
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 It's a
I
great
drove
thing
down.
the city does.
Yeah, it is wonderful. I just drove down Main Street and I saw so many crowds. I thought, I can't even get out of the car.
And I thought it was so cold, but it didn't,
Yeah.
it didn't hinder.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
that was
not
great.
at all.
But Sherry, what does it mean to you seeing the hotel's place in the city now, where it's such a gathering spot?
Makes me
Because it's like Thanksgiving Eve, you want to be here. For Fiesta, you want to be here. The holiday season, you want to be here. So what does it mean to you seeing, that we've been here for a little bit now?
We have been here a little bit now, and
Yeah.
I still go back to my roots because we took 6 years to get this up and going, However, watching how much happiness this brings to guests and their families, like I looked at Thanksgiving this year and then we had the ballroom full and we had the restaurant full of families laughing, happy. It was just a beautiful thing. Then, of course, I have to talk about weddings. I mean, people come here for the best day of their life, and I just am amazed how much happiness not only does the hotel bring to people, but the staff brings to people. And another thing I want to say is, this is a big mortgage operation here, right?
Mhm.
It would be nothing if I didn't have you two sitting here, Jeannie, my staff, but the guest. The guests bring so much happiness. I was walking in this morning, there was a mom and dad and two little ones down there taking a picture in front of a Christmas tree for their picture they're sending out. I almost started crying. I'm like, this is beautiful.
Yeah.
I mean, the little things like that is the most beautiful things I can see in the hotel that I love.
There are some people who only do their Christmas card from here.
Right.
They always
Yeah,
stand in front of this tree, downstairs in front of the sleigh.
Yeah.
Well, they're
It's
not
their
going to get a
tradition.
prettier tree.
They're not gonna get a prettier tree.
And
Yeah.
Santa, and Lauren texted me today and said she needed some Santa money, and I said, "You'll get coal if I don't give. I'll get coal if I don't give it to you." So we have some fun, with Christmas. The holidays are the best time of the year. I love the summer because, of course, there's thousands of people all over the place. However, I just love this time of year. It's a time we give back to the community. It's a time we give to each other as a staff, with our holiday parties. And it's a time that we really take our time to be grateful and rejoice for what we have. So I love this time of year to do that.
Well said.
Yeah.
Sherry, we were talking a little bit just before we got on camera about your role as a business person on the harbor.
Right.
You have 3 major institutions:
I
the
do.
hotel, Seaport Grill, and the cruise line.
That's right.
So talk about your vested interest in the harbor and the city coming up with a new municipal harbor plan.
I am invested in the harbor plan. At this time, I think there's a lot of obstacles out there that I can't control.
Mm-hmm.
I really would like to do more on the harbor, but there's problems with the DPA. They just will only accept marine industrial on the land, okay, and then also in the water.
Right.
So it's hard to bring in anything to do with tourism or hospitality or transient boats. I would love to have like a boat and stay. You know what I mean? A boat comes in, transient, has dinner. They could stay a night or not stay a night and take off, but it's impossible to get through.
Yeah.
Are you involved with the city and the harbor plan?
I am, and they respect what I have to say. However, it goes to another level.
It's the state, right?
Right.
With these
Right,
regulations.
right.
Yeah.
And I think that it's going to take a lot of political pull to make anything happen or nothing happen. So I just have to be patient and pray for the best, and and hope for the best. That we can, because I respect the fishermen, and I have a lot of fishermen that rent from me. I do, and I actually have a lobsterman also that rents from me, and I love having them. But I also watch that they don't go out as much as they used to. You know what I mean? And that's their regulations. And it really puts us in a tough position because we want to support the fishermen. We want them. We need the fish. We need it. I serve it in my restaurants. I need as much fish as I can get. However, I just feel there can be a joint venture with hospitality, tourism, and the fishermen. And we can all come together as a one family type of thing. Now, will that happen in my lifetime? I'm not sure. That's the thing I'm worried about. I can work on it, but I just wanted to move a little bit.
There are a lot of moving parts to that.
I know you.
Yeah,
I know
yeah.
you know Heather, so
Yeah.
you understand.
Well, so okay, Jean, we still have an entire month
I know,
long of
I'm not even
festivities
done with the
happening
hotel
here.
yet.
Yeah. So what else is actually going on?
Of course. No, and as Sherry was saying, we love to be giving to the community.
Yeah.
So our Pack the Bus that we do every year for Pathways and Cape Ann Kids is still going on, and folks can drop off a toy until Sunday because we're delivering them in the bus next week, and it's been a great response for that.
Yeah.
And we have December 14th a first men's night event, so whiskey dinner.
Oh,
And,
wait a second.
yeah.
You're gonna write that
14?
down.
Yes.
Right.
12, 14. Check mark.
And Christmas by the Sea. We have a prefix dinner for Christmas. It's almost sold out, so call soon. And Santa at Sea, which is another fun tradition we do every year. That's this Sunday on Beauport Cruise Lines. And also New Year's Eve on Beauport Cruise Lines, which is, again, the word tradition, we just keep saying it over and over again because people take their kids every year on Santa at Sea. They go every year
they
out
love
at
it.
Christmas Eve New Year's Eve on the boat, on the cruise. So it's all fun. It's all good stuff.
Did you ever go to Santa see?
Yes.
Okay, so it's fun to see the kids like when the Santa comes and they hear the ringing
Oh yeah, it's a
upstairs,
blast.
but they're at the window. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like
I know, it's a
he's-
great
Oh,
visual.
I just love it.
Watching Santa come in and then watching the kids react too.
I know, right?
Yeah.
It's
coming
fun.
into focus.
Yeah.
It's so cool.
And then the reading by Beauport Bob,
yes.
which is
Yeah,
a highlight.
yeah, he's wonderful.
He's wonderful.
Well, so looking back at 2023, how were things for the hotel? I mean, it's obviously it was crazy, and summer gets weird, right? It was iffy weather through the summer, but it helped a lot of businesses too. So I'm just wondering how your assessment of the 2023
And
and things to look
400.
forward to for 2024, right?
And the 400.
Right.
400.
So yeah, the 400.
Mhm.
Yeah.
2022 was a little bit coming off of COVID.
Yeah.
You know, we had a little few restrictions, and then I think what happened is we hit 2023 and we took care of COVID that was left over. Which, believe it or not, the majority of our weddings decided to stay with us and not not go anywhere else.
Mhm.
So they just delayed their weddings. So we had way over 200 weddings. You know, we had them on Thursdays and Mondays here. So we had the COVID. We took care of our people. We only had, I think, out of 120 weddings, we only had like 20 canceled, and that's not bad. You know, they
Not
probably
at
just
all.
went to
Yeah.
City Hall, got married because
Right,
you
right.
couldn't do anything. However, I'm really proud of what we did this year, 2023. We hit it out of the park. In July, we didn't have a single day that you could get into the function room. Every day was booked. So, and we've done a lot of corporate.
I was just going to say that corporate really took off this year.
Mm.
Yeah, yeah,
Monday through Friday,
yeah,
rooms filled and
Yeah.
and corporate events here,
yeah.
which was tremendous to see. That was the last to recover, I think, from COVID.
Right.
But that was tremendous this year.
And people are coming out. They're starting to come out. They're like, they don't want to be home anymore. They want to come out to eat. They want to come out to have a drink at the bar. They want to
Socialize again.
socialize.
Mhm. Be
They want to have a
together.
function. You know, their families. They have big families. They don't want to, cook for like 20 people. They come here. It's really what I saw on Thanksgiving. It was really a great family atmosphere. I mean, tremendous. And I was so pleased to see everybody.
And those would probably be mostly kind of local people, at least North Shore, maybe.
I think it was local, but I think it was more out, down the 128.
Yeah,
They come
right.
down because if you think about it, you're going to say, what's open on Thanksgiving?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And what's
Well,
a beautiful destination.
So
too.
this
Yeah.
hotel, we never locked the doors.
Mm.
In fact, when COVID came, I couldn't find the key for the front door. I had to chain it because you know why? I never thought I would lock that door.
Yeah.
So I
Right.
probably took
So
it and threw it in my bathtub. I don't know what I did.
interesting.
But I mean, to tell you the truth, I was like, that's never going to happen, So that took us all by surprise,
Yeah. Yeah.
when we had to shut down. But I was blessed enough that I could, keep my staff, my leadership staff, all my managers afloat, with pay, thank God, and they're like family to me. So that's why I was like here, worried, but you know what? Everything turned out fine. We opened up again.
Mhm.
But we did have it was hard with the plexiglass up and everything else. But I don't even remember that. Do you, Jeannie?
No.
It's just everybody comes and just has a great time, and it's busy and yeah.
Well, and as a local tourist, I always say this, but coming to the Beauport
Yes.
always feels like going on vacation in your hometown.
I love
It's
that.
You know,
true.
it's just
True,
this little
yeah.
spot of luxury, but you can be sidled up with somebody from out of the country who happens to be a guest here, or someone who's having a wedding on, to sit side by side beside with them and socialize and have fun and learn from one another. It's in such a beautiful setting.
It
So
is.
that's how I've always felt about this place.
Right. And I was up at the pool this summer, and I saw like 3 Gloucester families, that came together, couples that came together, and they were just celebrating summer. You know what I mean? And so I love that, seeing the locals here. It's
Yeah.
fun.
Well,
It's a spot
It's all
to be.
about.
it is.
It is.
Do we have a moment to talk about 24?
Yeah, yeah.
Because we have a lot going on in 24. 2 seconds. We have a music series starting here, Tuesdays and Thursdays, starting in January. We're going to have jazz on Tuesdays and acoustic on Thursdays. So that will be throughout that season, through the winter months. And also at Seaport Grove, we're going to start a music series as well on Fridays.
Oh.
So something to look forward to over at Seaport Grill as well.
Yeah, we wanted something in the winter where everyone could just come out and have a drink.
Mhm.
You know?
Such a nice thing.
Yeah, you know, you
By
can
the way-
bring friends.
Mm.
Yeah.
Seaport Grill is one of 1623's favorite staff
my
lunch
God.
places.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
great.
that's
We
the
love going there
go-to,
for staff lunch. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the go-to.
They're killing it.
Yeah.
There's never a negative thing said about Seaport Grill.
It's
The food is great.
I call it the mothership, right? It's my first restaurant. You
Yeah.
remember?
I
used
do.
to cook there.
I sure do. Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Yeah, you were in the kitchen there.
I was in the kitchen
That's
for 7
amazing.
years. So
Yeah.
So I think it's my pride and joy. And how I thought of that is I wanted big portions. So when you went home, when you were hungry, where did you want to go to eat?
Mhm.
If I'm starving, I want a lot of food and I want Seaport Grill. So I wanted people to put that in their mind. And
That's in our
I
minds.
wanted
in
I want everybody to have a doggy bag.
Yeah.
Isn't that strange?
That's so
But I
funny.
think that's the best thing about Seaport Grill, the fun stuff.
Yeah.
We love it. We thank you so much again for your hospitality
You're welcome.
this year and every year, the way you treat us. We love it so much.
We
so
love having you. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Thank you.
You
So,
are our tradition.
Yeah.
And so many
true.
other people.
This is true.
That makes me happy.
Yeah.
That makes me happy.
Cherie O'Reilly and Jean Hennessy of the Beauport Hospitality Group.
Thank
Thank you
you.
so much. Maybe pop you back later
We'll
on.
be back.
We'll see.
Sherry has a little something to share with you all
Perfect.
Oh.
later on.
I do? Okay.
Yeah, you do.
All right, so stay tuned. We'll be right back after this to talk a little bit more about the Cape Ann Holiday Fund.
Okay, great.
Back once again from the Beauport Hotel, celebrating the holidays this year with another special edition of Cape Ann Today. Heather and I are now joined by Peggy Hegarty-Steck of Action Inc. and Eric Mitchell of Pathways for Children, and we are here to talk about Cape Ann Kids and the Cape Ann Holiday Fund. Thanks for joining us again.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
Yeah, thanks for having us. It's our tradition too with you all.
Yeah, monthly.
Right?
it
Yeah, I
seems
was
like.
gonna say.
We're regulars.
Yeah.
But the Cape Ann Kids started, it is kind of a new tradition, right? You want to tell us how it started?
It's a newer tradition.
Newer,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah.
Peggy, you want to go?
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Back during COVID, because of all the different challenges of what that meant for trying to get toys to people, Pathways for Children, Wellspring, and Action decided to team together because we each had traditionally done holiday efforts to help families. And in order to kind of consolidate our efforts and do as much possible for every family we touched, we created Cape Ann Kids as a joint holiday effort. So to pool all that time and energy and donations together to
And
be able
time.
to have the biggest to have the biggest impact that we could for families. So it's been the past 3 or 4 years,
Yep.
and it's been great because it's, I think, a really great example of how collaboration in these community efforts can increase the impact. And so instead of us all doing our own separate thing together, we're able to do more for families. And I think it's easier for families to navigate to have sort of the one place to know to go instead of having to kind of sort that out. So
Right.
I
And
think it's
easier for
been-
volunteers and
Yeah.
donors to know where
Yeah.
it's going as well.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
So Eric, do you want to walk us through what is the Cape Ann Kid Holiday Fund and how can people contribute or be a part of it?
Well, Cape Ann Kids Holiday Fund, it is the collaboration of the 3 agencies, as Peggy said, and we will deliver toys to over 1,500 children, 700 or so families this year. And so we do need families' toys. And so on the Cape Ann Kids website, you can find the link. So there's an Amazon link. We make it very easy. right? So the QR code, Amazon wish list, toys will come right in, and that makes it really just simple for someone who wants to support this effort. And what happens is, so we have 2 days, there's 2 delivery days, and the families will have their day scheduled. We have a host of volunteers that are lined up because a family, you get the red carpet treatment, right? So you pull in, you walk in, the decorations are there, it's festive, and a volunteer shopper is going to take each family and walk them through. We have our huge, we have a huge room. I don't know, we have 10,000 square feet, and just open it up, and you go shopping. It's like, you ever go to the old fair, the bazaar, where it's just rows and rows and rows of stuff. It's rows and rows and rows of toys. So all of the toys that are donated to us, which is why we ask for them unwrapped. And so a family, has the opportunity to shop for the children. So every child in the household is supported, not just the one, that may be connected to a respective program.
Do you have any particularly good stories from the years of doing this and watching families come in and choose the toys? Can you anything memorable?
I would say I think it's just people become emotional because oftentimes people hesitate to ask for help. And then when they are able to do that and take that step, when they come in and they get treated with dignity, they're able to choose for themselves a toy for their own child, and who knows better than the parent or guardian of that child. I think it's very moving for people because I think that's not always the experience with some programs that folks get help from. So I think the thing that always has hit me hard over the years when we've done these sort of pop-up shop yourself efforts is how emotional people get, how grateful they are. And we've had people come back and then volunteer. They're so grateful to have been given the support. They want to give back. And they, like when we have done the Tours of the Past, they will come back and work shifts and things like that to help pay it forward. So I think it's a great program. And I think what we try to do is embrace every family in our communities, anybody who needs help, without putting up a lot of barriers to that help. So if anyone needs help, they can call us, we'll help sort it out. And whether you're a grandparent raising a grandchild or whatever your particular experience is or family structure is, we're here to serve you. And I think that's the big thing about it, trying to not have a lot of barriers to assistance.
Beautifully put.
I think giving these parents and caretakers the agency to choose to be a parent choosing a gift for their child, that is so special. You said it, but I'm just repeating it.
It makes it's just another shopping opportunity, right? It's not a handout, or I have to humble myself and go in and feel less than proud about what's going on. And that's what it is. It's a fun, festive, right?
Yeah, that's right.
That's great.
Occasion. And so when families come, they're going to have a great time. They're going to be escorted by someone who's happy to serve them and support them, and just carry the basket around. Just imagine you got a basket, someone's pointing it out. How old's your child? Child is 8, child is 6, child is 2. These toys.
Yeah.
You just put them in a basket. It's like one of those Guy Fieri shopping spree.
So now we're broadcasting live on Friday morning here at the hotel. So where are we now with the toy drive, and how can people immediately help?
Well, this is the time of year where we are preparing to set up, and counting toys. And so the toy demand is very high. We need more toys. And they always come in last minute. So the sooner folks can get us toys, the sooner we can prepare them. So in our warehouse, I call it Santa's Workshop, we're spread out in our warehouse, just receiving toys, setting them up, collating, spreading them out by age group so that a family can come in and go right to age-appropriate toys in I think 20-minute window, right, to get everyone in and out. And so we need more toys. We really appreciate toy support.
And donations as well, because the other thing that happens every year is folks love to buy toys, and that's amazing, but they tend to buy toys in a certain age range. And then so for kids sort of 12 and older, we don't tend to get as many things in for that age group because all parents know they're harder to buy for. So we do gift cards. So on the Cape Ann Kids website, like Eric mentioned, people can donate, people can buy something off the Amazon wish list, as well as donate toys, and we had a pop up last night, ladies' night, where folks donated toys, and then there's another pop up for the Mill Street Walk. So there's opportunities to bring toys, but it's sort of crunch time for us because we're trying to gather everything, see how much we have based on how many applications we have, and fill all those gaps. So all support is welcomed and appreciated.
We can
in any
guarantee
format.
one thing: no toy will go without a home.
True.
Right? That we know. What we don't want is a home to go without a toy.
Oh, right.
Yeah, well said. And of course, we can be stuffing the bus.
That's
Yes.
right.
Front
The
two at
bus is
Beauport
here as
Hotel,
well,
right?
which is great.
Yeah.
And we are super grateful for all the community support.
Absolutely.
Year after year, individuals, families, and local businesses step up to help contribute in a variety of ways. And that's the only thing that makes it all possible. Because if this community wasn't as supportive as it is of their neighbors, we wouldn't be able to get a toy to each child. So we're continually grateful for that and appreciate everyone's generosity and know that people have their own financial struggles. And so anything that anyone can do to help is so appreciated. And as Eric mentioned, like, no dollar will go unspent, no toy will go undelivered. It all gets distributed out locally to the families in the communities we serve.
And we hope that our colleague Melissa Diamond couldn't be with us today, but we hope that our passion and for working together on behalf of families is inspiring for the community to know that these agencies are working together for the community. So it makes it easy to support the community. It's one place, and it's going to get to everyone possible.
Yeah. And let's how about a quick shout out for the staffs and the volunteers
Yes.
who help
Absolutely.
make this thing happen as well. Because it's not just a one shot. Like this has been
No.
going on for weeks and weeks and weeks now.
September.
It's a big effort, and we all at Pathways Action and Wellspring all have staff who have regular full-time jobs.
That's right.
And this is this additional seasonal project that we do, but takes many months. It's a lot of coordination and a lot of effort. For me at Action, my team, it's Kristen Masick, Megan Merlin, and Ryan Gillen, who are our core people, but it's Action board members and Action staff also volunteering, and I know that's true at the other organizations. It takes a lot of hands and a lot of hours to make it possible, but as Eric mentioned, we're all really passionate about being able to help families this time of year because it can be so hard if you're struggling to pay other bills. What do you forego in order to get something for your child? It's a tough place to be in, and helping parents to help their kids is like what we're about. So,
And the community should be very proud. I think that this operation, the history, the tradition, is one of the best anywhere, and so community really should be proud to support, and be a part of what's been going on here.
Couldn't agree more. Well, we thank you, Peggy and Eric, for all the work that you and your organizations do. Peggy Haggerty-Stack of Action Inc., Eric Mitchell of Pathways for Children. We want to give a shout out to Melissa Diamond of Wellspring
Yes.
House
Yes.
as well,
Yeah.
and the Beauport Hotel Group, where we can still stuff the bus
That's
out
right.
front too. Is there a deadline now for stuffing the bus, or to be able to donate?
the shopping days are set. So
15th and 18th.
the 15th and 18th are the days that folks. So after the 18th, I would say all of the shopping appointments have happened. So
That's correct.
If we could get it before then, it would be ideal.
Prior to the 14th will be ideal because we'll be setting up. So
Yeah.
first thing, the crack of dawn on the 15th, we have appointments.
And how about that Amazon link? Can you name the link, or can you give us a time when, so maybe by the 12th, orders would have to be put in? Is that right?
I would say just because most
Give it
Yeah.
enough time
Yeah.
for delivery.
Yeah.
Right.
Do it now. Do it now.
Yeah.
Do it today.
It's so easy,
Shop
right?
at Toodaloo's locally. There's a
Yeah.
toy
That's
store
right.
right on Main
That's
Street,
right.
and they were great about having a 10% discount last night to help people shop for the toy drive and then
Great
bring it to
point.
the pop-up
Good
shop.
point,
So
yeah.
buy local, then you don't have to worry about delivery.
Right. Forget delivery.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Pick it up and walk it over.
Right.
And
Right.
folks, you can learn more at capeandkids.org. It is the Cape Ann Kids Holiday Fund. Eric and Peggy, thank you so much again. Happy holidays to both of you.
Thank you. Happy holidays.
Thanks for having us and always supporting our work. We appreciate it.
Yeah, we'll see you on our next show.
That's
probably.
right.
That's right. All right, we'll be right back after
Come back
this
soon.
with more from the Beauport Hotel. Back once again from the Beauport Hotel for a special holiday edition of Cape Ann Today. I'm Corey Cooker alongside Heather Atwood, and now we are joined by Jan Bell and Gloria Parsons of the Middle Street Walk, middlestreetwalk.org, to talk about tomorrow's big event. Thanks for joining us, ladies.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
So I guess right off the top, right, Gloria, Jan, for those who don't know about the Middle Street Walk, can you just explain what it is and how it unfolds?
And how it started.
Yeah.
I'd like to know how
Okay.
it started.
The founder.
It started 25 years ago. This is our 25th year. And we wanted to call attention to our historic district and the middle of our city, Middle Street, and we called it Where the Past is Present, because of the architecture, the institutions there, churches, museums, the temple. Our history is really located there. You know, you did the
Yeah, I do. I
where
know
the
that street so
separation
well
of
now.
church and state
Yeah.
happened there.
Yeah.
So we are celebrating all of the institutions and homes and people who live in our historic district. And we are also hoping to keep people in Gloucester shopping downtown,
Right,
right?
It's a great idea.
Yeah.
absolutely. So, Gloria, what sort of events are happening tomorrow?
Well, to celebrate the 25th, we're having a horse and horse and wagon ride on Middle Street.
Ah,
Oh.
So Middle Street will be closed to traffic from noon until 3 o'clock.
okay.
But the horse will be there, and so that'll be a little different. We used to have one years ago,
And
but we haven't for a while. So
we have a great narrator. She's going to give us the history of Middle Street, and it goes from 12 to 3.
right.
And she'll be on board, plus your husband will be on board to make sure people get off and on.
The
okay?
safety officer.
So she'll be on the wagon,
She'll
talking,
be on the
narrating. Oh,
wagon,
that's
yeah.
so cool.
And she'll tell the history, good and bad. You know, it's never been perfect.
Yeah, for sure. Will Reverend Murray be in that history?
Yes,
Oh,
of
good.
course.
Oh, good.
Of course. Yeah, if
Yeah.
you'd like to join.
I will be there. I definitely will be there.
Okay,
But I,
this is Melissa Bach Palladino,
Mhm.
and she has studied the history and actually she started it,
Mhm.
and we're now bringing it back.
Mm-hmm.
So this has been challenging, right, Gloria?
well, once you
Yes.
involve a horse,
Yeah.
you start right there with
and
some
closing
trouble.
streets. It's
Yeah,
difficult.
right. Oh,
Yeah.
that's harder even than the
Yeah.
horse. Yeah.
But other than that, there's going to be church fairs at Trinity and at the UU Church. There'll be music everywhere. The Rockport Legion Band is celebrating their 90th year. It's going to be at City Hall about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And of course, the Cape Ann Big Band, who apparently started their career with us.
That makes sense now when you think about it.
Yeah.
Because they're all over the place now, but I believe it started.
That's what he told
25
me a
years
couple
ago.
years ago, and
Yeah.
I was kind of surprised. But yes, so they started with us. There are children activities at Trinity with the library. Sawyer Free Library is having a program at Trinity Church for children, and there'll be children activities at Cape Ann Museum. The Sargent House will be open, and
With hot mulled cider
hot
and
malts-
treats.
Yes,
That
in,
sounds
in
nice.
the courtyard. Yes.
And I am playing in the bell choir
Yes.
at Trinity
You're
at
Carolyn
10.
Earl?
And if you want to see someone who is not good at bells, come watch
Which is not
me.
good. This, by the way, this is Janice Bell we're speaking
Yeah,
to.
right.
This is-
But that,
That was
will
good.
begin at 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
But there's the O'Malley chorus is at UU Church, and I mean, it's just
No. The
No.
West Parish.
West Parish.
Wow.
Oh.
Yes.
See,
West Parish.
So little
Studies
kids.
That's why
The
we're-
little
Little
kids.
kids,
Oh,
yes.
when
fun.
you
Kids.
look at this,
It's
Yeah, it's full of stuff.
Right.
It is
Yeah.
really a full.
And of course, we have the great opportunity to help with the dedication of the planters at the Fisherman's Memorial with
Yeah,
the
Chris
the
Williams.
Generous
Chris Williams.
Gardens.
Sculptor.
Yes,
Yeah.
they are beautiful.
Phenomenal.
That
Gorgeous.
little
Absolutely
sneak
gorgeous.
peek they gave you in the
Oh,
Gloucester Times,
I
they're
know.
beautiful.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
really are beautiful.
Yeah.
So, and then of course we'll end up with the lobster pot tree lighting, and Maritime Gloucester is involved this year.
Mhm.
So make sure people get down there to visit with them.
Well, it just seems that we've expanded a long way from just Middle Street.
Yes.
Right?
Well, what the horse and buggy are going to do is go down Middle Street and then go around the A. Pied Andrew, the statue.
The Joan of Arc statue.
And come back. And then we're kind of ending it all at 3 o'clock, so people will wander down Middle Street to the Fisherman's Monument to see the dedication of the new planters. And then they can wander along the waterfront. So it's really, that's how it used to be. Middle Street, the homes went right down to the harbor. And so we're redoing that again, right?
Mhm, yeah.
Really
You're
nice.
going to end up at the harbor.
We may have to start calling it the Middle Street Wander. If it gets any
I
bigger.
think you're onto something.
Meander.
And Heather and I, we still have we have to put together our gingerbread house
We do.
in time too.
Oh,
Yeah,
will
right,
you?
exactly.
We
Yeah.
need to do something, yeah.
This afternoon, we'll whip that
Yeah.
together.
Well,
Yeah.
we have some kind of interesting, including Maggie Rosa is doing tours of the tower
Right.
with there are a couple of our men from the Historical Association who are going to be up there. And if you make a donation, you can ring the bell.
Oh,
This is in the City Hall tower?
City
Yes.
Hall.
Wow.
Remotely. You don't actually.
Oh, you don't?
No.
Oh, don't
it's-
say that.
yes.
Have to be clear. You,
Yeah, that,
yeah.
Well, you get to see it rung, and you're really up there, and the view is
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
But it is, at your own risk.
So,
we were
for
up there
earmuffs?
actually, not all the way up, but we were when we
It's
were.
pretty scary.
It was a little bit. It was kind of
Yeah,
interesting.
and this is all the way up. Steve
Wow.
Dexter will be up there to greet you, and it's going to be, some people their whole life they've been wanting to go up there, so this is your chance.
I love that, but don't drink any eggnog before you go up.
And of course, folks, you can still go to middlestreetwalk.org to learn more about
Yes.
all the events and festivities scheduled around tomorrow. So, Jan and Gloria, for folks who haven't participated before or haven't been a part of it or are new to the area, what do you want to tell them about Middle Street and why they should participate tomorrow and have some fun?
Well, it's number one, it's for the family. It's free. The majority of it's free. They will charge for luncheon at the UU Church, but other than that, everything is free. And it's a great opportunity, to get out with the kids.
And
start out-
really learn about Gloucester. I mean, the exhibit at the museum, the Gloucester Daily Times exhibit is
Yeah.
free. You've got there's films going on in the afternoon at the Cape Ann Museum again. There's in front of the Saunders House, which is, the library is not in full swing, but in the front of the Saunders House, they're going to have photographs of the history of the library, and so and luckily, we're very grateful. The weather forecast is good.
Yeah, like the weather's on our side for tomorrow too. So
Yeah.
no excuses, folks.
No excuses. No.
All right. Lori Parsons and Jan Bell, thanks so much for spending some time with us, telling us about the Middle Street Walk. And folks, you can learn more, as we said once again, you can look at that address down below, middlestreetwalk.org. Where can they find these?
At City Hall,
Okay.
and at some of the locations
Yeah,
too.
the ones that are left,
Yeah.
they go like hotcakes.
Yeah, there's a lot to read here.
Yes, there is.
Yeah, I'm going to study up tonight,
Yeah.
so I'll be ready to go.
And of course, we do want to make sure people know that they are invited to the lighting of the menorah on the 12th. So,
At the temple. How about Ahim, right? Jan and Gloria, thanks so much for your time. We appreciate your work that you put into this event.
Thank you.
And we'll have you back again for maybe sometime down the line. When we see when Middle Street maybe expands beyond Gloucester, who knows? You have a lot of it covered right now.
Yes.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thanks for
Thank
starting
you.
the whole thing, Jan.
We will be back with Gloucester Mayor Greg Verger right after this. And we are back once again from the beautiful Beauport Hotel, celebrating the holiday season once again. Heather and I are now joined by Gloucester Mayor Greg Verga. How are you, Mr. Verga?
Doing great. How are you guys today?
We're good. We're good. It's a lovely day here at the Beauport Hotel. It's beautifully decorated, and this is our tradition.
All right. I'm all for tradition.
Yeah.
So you must be a busy man once again. There are so many things going on geared around the holidays this season.
Yes.
Or are you just bouncing around all over the place right
Bouncing all around. So I have my cheat sheet here with my schedule. So I won't be able to make it tonight, but if people are, if you're football fans, at Newell Stadium for the first time under the lights, the local veterans having their Army-Navy football game at 6. So I remember last year it was mighty cold, but it should be a good time. What else? We have Middle Street Walk. You just had a whole segment on. 400 Gloucester 400 planters. We're going to be unveiling those tomorrow, 3 o'clock, down at the Boulevard, around the Fisherman statue. I don't know if you've seen any sneak peeks of those, but it's they're pretty impressive.
They
Chris
are
Williams'
beautiful.
work, yes,
Just beautiful.
yeah, and so they'll be there for hopefully over 100 years.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
and then of course the lobster trap tree lighting is going to be at 4 o'clock. What else do we have going on? Oh, and then it's the cocoa and crafts at the Maritime Gloucester from 4 to 6.
Yeah.
Also tomorrow I'm looking over for Alana for confirmation.
Yeah.
And then magnolia tree lighting at 4 on Sunday. So did I miss anything? There's a lot going on. So just check Facebook, all the usual sites, and you'll find what's going on. If you're bored this weekend, it's because you're just not looking in the right places.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah.
So now, Greg, as 2023 draws to a close, with all the events going on, trying to the 400, and the fact that there was an election thrown in there as well.
Yeah.
Just your assessment of the year and how did things play off? I mean, the 400 committee did so much.
Yes.
Every time you turned around, there was another great event to be a
Well,
part
keep
of.
turning it around because they're not done. You know, there are a few more events before the end of the year. But yeah, it was, 12 months of excitement. And what a time to be mayor. You know, I'm very excited about it. Mixed feelings about it ending. You know, on the one hand, it's like, maybe we could have a night off. But it's, I don't want to wait another 100 years. So it was a great time. The volunteers did great work. The paid staff did great work. And, just thank you everybody who participated in all these events.
Yeah. Were there any personal highlights for you from some of the events that maybe stood out or touched your heart in a certain way?
Well, I like the expanded Schooner Fest. I like the Fisheries Heritage Festival. I liked them all. I mean, I guess I have to say that because I'm the mayor. But no, it was just great. People really thought outside the box for what to do for this 400th, and it was really an incredible time.
Yeah, it was such a massive undertaking too. I mean, years.
This was
of
years, and
planning.
6. As Ruth Pino and Bob Yelsey, they were saying they've been on this for 6 years. You know, this isn't just it's January 1st, 2023. Let's figure this out. I mean, this is a lot of legwork, and COVID in between. So luckily, unlike our friends in Plymouth, we got to have our 400th. They got COVIDed out, so it's kind of a bummer for them.
Mayor, I'm going to change the subject just a little bit. Same subject, the holidays. But I'd like to go to your family personally. You grew up in this city. What were some of your favorite memories of the holidays growing up?
Well, for us, it was just going with family, whether it was going to my grandmother's when I was a kid or going to my parents as an adult, bringing our kids and then our grandkids. It's the first year without my father. We lost my mother before last Christmas, so it's going to be different this year.
Yeah.
But family's important, so.
Any special meals in there that you could name?
It was just we do the 7 fishes on Christmas Eve at my father's house. We have that planned now at my sister-in-law's house. Hopefully, COVID doesn't put a kibosh on that. We've had some of my siblings have been sick with respiratory issues, and so we're hoping that by Christmas Eve everybody's healthy.
Do you do the octopus?
Yeah, after you see that on Netflix, My Friend the Octopus.
Yeah.
I've been staying away.
Now
from
we're all gonna cry.
Exactly.
I've been staying away from octopus,
Yeah, exactly.
except when I was in Sardinia, I had to cheat. But because they're so intelligent, I feel guilty about eating them. But they are delicious, deliciously intelligent.
Do you bake or cook at all?
Not a lot. I can.
Oh yeah.
Roast duck is my specialty.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
But,
that's interesting. Yeah, that sounds too Portuguese.
No, I used to raise ducks, so that's why I got into it.
Oh, nice.
Don't get attached to the ducks too much, Greg.
Yeah, well, we're not. We haven't had livestock for a while, but we have become a no-kill farm. We don't. It's basically eggs, but it's a lot of fun. If anybody out there wants to raise poultry, it is a good thing for little kids to.
Yeah.
learned responsibility.
For sure.
Now, I
And
know
what-
you love your music, right?
Yeah.
Are you playing anywhere throughout the holidays at all?
Not throughout the holidays. We did a new episode of Music with the Mayor. Tyler just sent me the link today, so we're posting that early next week. So stay tuned for that. Dan King.
Yeah, we signed you on for another 2 years of music with
We,
the Mayor,
we
by
got
the way.
renewed for another
Yeah.
season of Music with the Mayor.
Yeah.
I've been actually my old band that I was in for like 2016 or so, Moonraker. We've been rehearsing to do something to help raise money for the fireworks. So
great.
that'll be at Minglewood sometime in the new year. In my originals group, we hope to get back to recording and maybe do a little rehearsing for something live.
Ah.
Nice. That'll be fun.
But that's Paul's on Fire. We're on Spotify. You can find us.
Yeah.
So what other preparations are you doing? Did things slow down this time of year for you, or is it always looking forward to what happens first quarter 24?
Well, it's hard to figure out because at the end of my first year, we were gearing up for the 400th. And then now here, wrapping up my second year, just came out of the overdrive of an election, because that was taking up quite a bit of time, and the 400th events. So I'll have to let you know next year what the norm is, because I haven't really gotten there yet. But it's slowed down a bit just by virtue of the election being over and sort of the wind down of the 400th. But we have a lot of work to do going forward. You can see all the projects around town, the police station, the library, the YMCA. There's a lot of things, public and private, that is really taking a lot of our focus.
Yeah.
And I've begun to see these meetings in a box happening
Oh, yeah.
around the city. Do you want to talk about those a
Sure.
little bit?
So the comprehensive planning initiative is the key. We've talked about several times on Cape Ann today. I inherited zoning amendments that came through the city council in my first few months in office, and a lot of them were voted down. And the pushback was, well, we shouldn't do anything till we have a new master plan. And so I said, you're right. So we've kicked off the master plan. It was officially kicked off early September, and these meetings in a box are part of it. So you can basically get this kit. You can go on the city's website, get all the information of how to do it, and you can have one at your own, community center in your living room, and it'll help this process move along, because it's what is going to be our vision for from now till 2033, and it can't be just the vision of me and or my staff or a few dozen people. This really has to be thousands of our residents showing up to these different meetings and talking about what they think is the direction we should head into. And the big one too is the zoning initiatives, zoning ordinances I talked about. We do have to revisit those because of the MBTA zoning, the 3A, or whatever name you want to give it, but that's a mandate from the state, and the comprehensive planning initiative will inform which way we go with that. And you probably saw the City Council B&F committee voted to accept a grant for technical assistance to help
Yes.
specifically zoom in on that 3A zone, because it's so complex.
Yeah, that's great.
And we need to comply, and it's good to have some expertise to help us, because I don't want to send to the City Council something that doesn't comply, because it'd be, they vote for it and then we still have a problem.
Right.
So I have to make, because we're going to be very short on time, before our deadline of December 31st, 2024. So we have to make sure we get something to the council that they have enough time to deliberate and vote and get in on the books, so the state doesn't come down on us like a hammer.
Gotcha. And I have seen an online survey bandied about
Yeah,
for
there's
the
a community
public's input.
community survey. I did it myself. It takes about 10 minutes, but it really will help as they compile. We have a consultant on this project too. It'll help us compile all this different input and develop this plan that's going to be basically our blueprint for the next decade.
Now, back to the meetings in a box. Can people just show up, or do they need to do this little work online in advance?
It depends on who's organizing it. I suppose if someone's having it in their living room, they don't want strangers just showing up. But
Yeah.
I would just say keep your eyes out on where they are, or if you'd like to just do your own. If you want to get a dozen or so people in a room, we're happy to hear from everybody.
Greg, what are sort of the big ticket items that you see for 2024?
Well, the biggest one is to get a handle on the sewer treatment plants. That's going to be a huge nut to crack. We're looking at, when I was on the council 10 years ago, it was an $80 million project that was, we've got to deal with this $80 million project. We're looking at about $200 million now. So the thing is figuring out how we're going to fund it. I put $10 million of ARPA towards it. That still leaves $190 million to deal with. But our consultant on that one has the expertise to work with the different find the different grant opportunities. We do have a fallback through a state revolving fund, it's called. We can get low interest loans where it's some of it, a big chunk, it's forgivable, but we'd like to get grants because we don't have to pay it back.
Right.
So it's going to be a big one. That is going to probably be, other than the comprehensive planning initiative, the biggest one we have to figure out. And by 2028, per the agreement we've made with the EPA and the DEP and the Justice Department, is that we will be ready to go by 2028.
How is the police station courthouse renovation coming along?
It's progressing.
Yeah.
You know, there's a lot of parking being taken up by the police station, the library, and the Y right now. You probably see all the fencing blocking all the spots.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, some people say we should have just built a new police station, and the question I have is, well, where? Because we don't have a lot of spots. We're also looking for a spot for a fire station. He only has 3 acres downtown they'd like to give us cheap. We're happy to take a look at it. But the other thing is, the police station is a victim of decades of just deferred maintenance. You know, so we either bite the bullet and do this and make it so it's a safe, not enjoyable, but a comfortable place for our staff to work, or we just defer it for a couple more decades and just wait for it to collapse. So, and the plan, for the way I look at things, is with the new school, with vets, with West Parish, with the new police station, is that deferred maintenance is a thing of the past. We have to make sure that we have people, and that's what's been going on with custodial staff at West Parish and what will be happening at vets. So we're not finding ourselves 20 years down the road with just 20 years of stuff we just swept under the rug.
Right. All right, so Mayor Verga, not to spring anything on you, but if you can just stay there, we're going to take a quick break.
Yeah.
It is the holiday season. Most people end up sitting on Santa's lap, but we've heard that somebody actually wants to sit next to you
Oh.
for the next
Next to you.
segment.
Next to you.
Next
to you.
okay.
Not on you, but next to you. All right, so we'll be right back with Mayor Greg Verga and a special guest right after this. Back once again from the beautiful Beauport Hotel, celebrating the holiday season with a special edition of Cape Ann Today. Heather I and Mayor Verga, yes.
Do those two know each other?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, they do?
Yeah,
Okay,
yes.
just checking.
We got a little note in the last segment that Sheree O'Reilly wanted to actually rejoin the broadcast and alongside Mayor Verga. Well, now you're a titan of industry here.
Yes.
So let's speak for a second about what you feel has been the supportive city
Right.
in your endeavors. So we want to talk about that for a little
I
bit?
do.
Yeah.
I do because I live here in Gloucester and I work my businesses are in Gloucester, but I also have Boston businesses also. And I just want to say that the city has always been supportive and helpful to me. And with Mayor Berger coming on, I have found that it's been very pleasant, and I'm very impressed. I'm also impressed with the city. If I need help with charities, they're always there for me. He is available to cut ribbons and to go to other businesses, and he's supporting the city with the business community, which I love. But he is also doing the fishermen too. We had meetings in his office with fishermen, and I think they're great people, and I'm just so impressed with the city helping me do my business and making it easier for me. So thank you, Mayor Berger.
You're welcome. And
Could-
sorry.
Could you just, before you talk, Mayor, be specific, Sherry, a little bit about what that means? What does it mean what is Mayor Verger doing that really helps?
Well, what he does is, I think he really looks at the big picture here. You know, some politicians can look at the little picture that Gloucester's just a fishing community. We're more than that. We're way more than that. You know, I do support the fishermen and I love the fishermen, but I think also he supports the businesses alongside it. So it's a big, round community locals that he looks at and says, you know what,
a lot of people need to go to this business. For instance, the Cut opened, right, and they're doing a wonderful job. And Mayor Berger was there, and I love that, you know. So I think with all of the businesses that are coming into Gloucester, it's not a sleepy town anymore. This is a very busy town, especially
True
in the
destination place.
right. Now, in the winter, we still might have 35,000 residents, maybe 30.
They're at 29 and some change, yeah.
Yeah. So, but, you know, if you look around in the summer, you know, it's really tough to get your car out of the city. You know, it's a lot of traffic, but there's a lot of people bringing in money. Not only money buying fish, but also going to the restaurants, tourism, the beaches, and they're really supporting our city. And I think that I'm grateful for having such a good administration, if I can say that, Mayor Berger,
Yes, it's the team. Yeah.
to help me navigate all that. You know, if I ever have any questions, it's just a telephone call away. I appreciate that as an owner. I can call the city, and they really, really step up and they're here for what I need. Of course, I'm here for what they need also. You know what I mean? It's a handshake. It's really great.
I guess let's talk about the specialness of the city as well.
Oh,
And we
yes.
have, it's a very tight-knit community. We're teaming with nonprofits that are doing really like God's work for the work that they're doing, covering so many members of the community. But then also, there just aren't many big box businesses here. It's still mostly mom and pop shops. You want to talk about that? Like that, just what makes Gloucester so unique?
Well, I mean, absolutely. We still have the character. In the fishing, you know, some people who are real purists think there's a conflict between progress and fishing. You know, my grandfather came here in 1912 to fish. You know, and a lot of it, that's just on my mother's side, late 1800s from the Azores to fish. That's the reason they came here. So there's certainly, it holds a special place in the heart of the industry for most of us. You know, but it doesn't mean if we are supportive of other businesses to help us diversify. It doesn't mean diversify to kill off what made us who we are. It means diversify so we can help maintain and grow what we have. I mean, the fishing industry is not dead, it's different. And it's going to continue to change and evolve. So we are ready, you know, on the city side to do what we can to help push back on some of the aggressive regulations. But, you know, it's an uphill climb. You know, they say you can't fight City Hall, try fighting, you know, Beacon Hill and Capitol Hill.
Yeah.
But, you know, the thing is we aren't ready to throw in the towel on the industry. And we have such, you know, we've got manufacturing, big manufacturing with applied materials. But as you mentioned, we've got all these mom and pop stores throughout the city. And it's just, that's what brings people here. Is people come to see an active working waterfront. They come here now to see the Cut, you know, to see some nationally touring acts, and some really, really good restaurants throughout the city. And not just downtown. We've got places to shop in Lanesville, we've got places to shop in Lexington Ave, and other parts of Magnolia. So 26 square miles, folks. Get out.
Right.
And I live over the bridge, so I go over the bridge all the time. But we do have a lot to offer, and I'm just glad that we have people like Sherry who wanted to build businesses here in Gloucester.
Oh, exactly. And I think what's so cool about it, it is such a magnet for locals and outsiders to go to one of Beauport's properties. You know?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what I love is the locals. I love to walk in and see the locals sitting at the bar. I can say hello. I mean, we had a conference with the judges this week, right?
Yeah.
And a lot of them were from Gloucester, so I got to see the Gloucester judges and shake their hands, and you know, and it's just great to have people in here that Greg would know, I would know, you would know, but then we get other guests too that come from outside the city, and they're welcomed by the locals, which I love.
Yeah.
So it's really come to a change since I've come here. You know, since
Right.
you know I've been here over 20 years. I don't know, like 28 years or something. So I think it's really come to like a really positive change. Do you think so?
Yeah,
Greg?
absolutely. And you mentioned the judges, so I know that last summer you had the town administrators around the
Oh,
state
yes.
through the Mass Municipal Association. I was at a meeting in Boston on two nights ago, and the new director of MMA is a former town administrator. And he was talking about when he was here for one of their annual meetings. So it's an opportunity, and we had actually brought the mayors in last summer. They didn't come here. We were at Heritage Maritime Center, but they every time I see them outside of Gloucester, they rave about their time being in Gloucester. So, anything we can do to introduce leaders from other parts of the state or from around the country, they go back and they just spread the gospel to their people. And
That's great.
It's not a bad thing.
That's great. And I have to say, I was in another restaurant. I shouldn't say where it is, but it was in Peabody. And I was with my family, my son's birthday, and I heard Beauport Hotel behind me, and I'm going like this. I was like, what is this? And they said it was decorated beautiful, and all nice things. I was like thrilled. So you're outside the city, and when you hear people that aren't from here that stay here, it's really amazing to me. It really is. I even heard it in Florida one time, but it's really exciting to know that people are coming from all over, even all over the world at this point.
Yeah.
At this place.
And we also want to mention too, Sherry, that when you were gracious enough to let us host the Greasy Pole broadcast
That's
Yeah.
right.
throughout the weekend too, and that got broadcast nationally through Fox's app, nationally.
I didn't know that.
Yep. And so we were getting messages about the hotel from people literally all over the country, and they were taking pictures of themselves watching the coverage in bars and restaurants with us on the big screen with the hotel right there too.
That
So
is great.
pretty crazy stuff.
We really embrace that.
Yeah.
It's a fun time.
We love that.
Yeah.
Final holiday message for the constituents or for the folks of Gloucester here?
Well, I wish everybody a very happy holiday, and especially with your loved ones, enjoy them while you can, and just sit back and relax, and don't get too caught up by saying shopping. Just like having time with your family is the most important thing. So
Right. Yeah, and happy Hanukkah, second night of Hanukkah
That's right.
tonight, and Merry Christmas. And if you
Yes.
don't celebrate either of those, just celebrate the holiday season, peace and love, and to
Right.
quote Ringo Starr, peace and love, and
Kindness.
in kindness.
Yes.
Enjoy time with family and friends.
There you
Yeah.
have it.
We're on the
Wise
same
words.
page.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Sherry
Thank
and
you.
Greg, thank you so much for your time today. We really appreciate it. We are looking forward to spending more time with you in 2024.
Well,
First things
great.
first, though, we're going to hang out with you all for the holidays, too. I'm going to be here. I have a few dates actually scheduled here
Good.
between now and New Year's, so looking
that's
forward
great.
to it. But thanks once again. Have fun and be safe, and
Yes.
happy holidays to you and your loved ones.
Thank you very much. Thanks, Corey. Thanks, Heather.
All right, we'll be right back after this with some sweet treats from 1606 Restaurant and Oyster Bar. Stay tuned. All right, and we are back once again here from the Beauport Hotel It's a special holiday edition of Cape Ann today. Look who's back, Heather. It's
know.
Gene and Sheree. Once again,
I
Sheree, you're
know.
like you're the other co-host.
That would be nice. That would be
Yeah,
nice.
this
Yeah.
is fantastic.
I think this is really fun.
I
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. So Gene brought this out during the break. All right, Gene, you want to explain?
I think Sherry should describe it, but it's our
Yes.
caviar
Yes.
that Sherry is fond of, so that's why Chef sent this out.
That's why we're friends.
That's why we're friends,
Yeah.
right? And thank you, Jean, for being such a good ambassador for the company. Isn't
my
she?
God, yeah.
She goes out. You know what her job is? To drink every night. She goes out.
Are you
Someone's
hiring?
gonna do it,
Sure.
She goes
That's
out.
your job.
Yeah.
She goes out to every night function. It's kind of fun. But this is our caviar service. It's white surgeon American caviar. So that's what that is, Heather. I want you to have a bite.
Yeah.
And we serve it with the typical white egg yolks, and then the egg yolks, and then also the red onion, and then the creme fraiche. And it's very delicious.
And you're
right?
gonna have to try it.
Yeah, and we have toast points, but we have crackers today because the kitchen is trying to
Yeah, it's
pull it
early.
together.
Yeah,
It's early,
exactly.
yeah, it's early. So, but that's delicious. And once in a while, I just come in. I want something, believe it or not, light. This is light, so you
Yeah.
can eat it. And it's fine.
So it's on the menu.
It's on the menu. It's on the raw bar menu, and I think it's on our regular menu too, at this point. But we're doing really well with it.
Nice.
Yeah,
nice.
I don't know any place that sells it. So
I don't know any place around here.
right.
Yeah.
So I think we're doing really
And Chef
well.
is very innovative with what he's bringing to the table as
Right.
far as this and the conservas that he introduced last year with the tinned fish. I think he spoke about that last year. I don't know enough about it to talk about it, but
Right.
he has a lot of great innovative ideas. And his best thing is that everything's local, or as much as he can get locally, he gets locally, which
Right.
is important to us.
Right.
He is also, he didn't want to do a seafood tower because he did that last year,
Aha.
but he's still sending one over.
Oh yeah.
So
We wait for the seafood
Yeah.
tower all year.
You
All
have,
year.
you have
Yeah.
no idea how
That's
often we
nice.
bring it up during the year.
It really
Yeah,
comes
it's
up.
hilarious.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
That's a fun thing.
Yeah.
That
We're
is on
adding the
its way.
caviar to that anticipation now.
Yes, if you want to try it, we
We
have
will.
Sure.
things
Great.
for you here. Sorry, I'll do that.
And then,
so you-
Gene, in the meantime, do you want to just, for either folks from out of the area or haven't been here before, just to talk about the restaurant, like a public restaurant?
We are a full service restaurant,
Yeah.
breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Mm-hmm.
And we also have a private dining room, which is fantastic for little holiday parties, meetings, and private dinners. So we serve morning, noon, and night. So it's a spectacular menu that we change seasonally. And the chef is killing it. There's
Yeah.
all kinds of very
It's great.
innovative ideas. And
The menu looks beautiful.
It
I
does.
was here a couple times recently, and I was so impressed.
Thank
really,
you,
It
Heather. That
fe-
means a lot from
well,
you.
we're old food friends,
We
but
are,
yeah, but it's innovative. It feels very very current. You know, not trendy. I would say
Right.
current, but
Good.
things that are happening out in the world, I saw reflected in that menu. The best things. It's really good, but also super local. I
Right.
saw so many, arrows that were pointing to, locally
what a
sourced.
great mix, right?
Yeah.
To be so current, but keeping it local at the same time. I think
Yeah.
it's a great mix.
And if
Yeah.
I took you onto the loading dock right now, you would note like every truck pulling up with the fish and every halibut jacks here right now, and I can just go on and on, but it's nice because sometimes I just sit on the loading dock and say, "How's everybody? How are you?" We do use as many vendors as we can from Gloucester
Mm-hmm.
or Ipswich or from the North Shore, but definitely from Gloucester.
Yeah.
Across the board, not just for
Yeah.
fish.
Yeah.
So that's
Yeah.
important too. It's not just a seafood restaurant. He has other
Yeah.
delectable items on the menu as well.
Yeah, he does well.
But people do want local fish when they come here, when
Oh,
they're
they do.
driving. It used to be that people would say, well, where can I get some really good local fish? And I'd be like, I'm not quite really sure where I can direct you. Well, now I can send them here.
Right,
For sure.
right.
Yeah.
Well, it doesn't get any fresher than saying they caught it this morning.
Right.
Yeah, right
And
over
brought
there.
it across
Exactly.
the street.
Yeah.
to us,
Yeah,
right?
right.
Yeah.
It does not
exactly.
get fresher than that.
Yeah.
And so if people want to see the full menu or learn more about the restaurant, how do they go about doing that?
BeauportHospitality.com will bring you to all of our properties, and all of the restaurants are there. The hotel is there, and you can click through to get to the menus for any of the properties.
Mm.
So that's the best place to go because then you can see it all.
Yeah,
Mhm.
right.
Mhm.
Seaport Grill's menu, and also, as you know, we have a restaurant in Boston, Rail Stop,
Mhm.
and their menu is.
I love that
fantastic.
kitchen, by the way. You have
Oh,
to go
really?
in.
Have
Yeah.
you
Oh.
been to Rail Stop?
No.
I have not.
Oh
yeah.
my
We don't go to
goodness.
Boston.
We-
We don't do that.
Wait a minute, we're gonna
Okay.
hijack the shuttle and we're gonna go in one day.
I'm in.
Well, yeah, I'm definitely in.
Everybody can get on.
Everybody here
Everybody
gets to
gets to
go.
Wow.
So where is it in Boston?
It's in Brighton. It's on Guest
Wow.
Street. It's beautiful. It's
Boston Landing, it's
yeah.
where Warrior Ice Arena
Oh,
and
yeah, yeah.
Auerbach Arena
yeah.
are.
Yeah.
And it's a thriving community now. It was under construction for
For a
several
long time.
years.
Yeah.
So come this past spring, everything's open and there's a concert hall across the street and a track and field facility and retail and businesses and residences there.
It's finally taken off.
It's a fantastic destination, and this rail stop, their menu is fantastic too.
So what's
Yeah.
sort of the theme of that menu?
I
Or the
I happen to love, even though there's a lot of fish on that menu, I happen to love their filet mignons and sirloin steaks because they age them for 60 days.
oh,
So you can cut them with the
really good. Yeah.
really
Right,
good
right.
beef.
And
So-
speaking of aged, they're barrel aged cocktails.
Oh yeah, they make their own whiskeys.
Very few places
Wow,
have
so
actually
cool.
the barrels.
Yeah.
We barrel
We
age
have
these
the barrels,
cocktails, something
yeah.
special.
Wow.
We can
Now,
bring
how do
this
we
in.
can just
Yeah, we can bring it
Oh,
in.
there it is.
Let's bring it in.
thank you.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, go ahead. We can bring it in, right? Do you want to take a break first, or you want to?
No, bring it in.
Yeah, let's bring it
Yeah.
in. Go right in. Yeah,
Okay, great.
yeah. The
Thank
kitchen
you.
bears gifts.
Thank you, Nikki.
Look at
Oh,
this.
so
Thank you,
beautiful.
Emily.
So,
This is
And,
my kind
yeah.
of breakfast.
and we're really
I
not
know.
joking.
Thank
we,
you.
the 1623 staff, talks about this moment all year long.
Really. The secret
I
tower.
love you
but-
guys.
Yeah.
Beautiful it
So
is.
I love the little necks myself.
Me
but
too.
You do too.
I do, I love them,
I
yeah.
know.
Yeah, that
And then we have the
briny.
I don't know the name of the oysters today, but Emily would because they change every single day, and I
Mm.
haven't been in there in the kitchen. But of course, we have the colossal shrimp and the crab, and of course the lobsters. Everything is just they just do a great job.
Yeah.
They do.
Fabulous.
That is beautiful.
Good. I'm so glad that we
Yeah.
got to show it because this is a great. I think for like if you come New Year's Eve, I think this is a great thing to have to start out with because you're here for the night. You know what I mean? It's fun.
Exactly. A couple of glasses
Yeah.
of champagne, and this
Yes.
is
I know,
really what
right?
you want,
That's
right?
what
right.
you want.
Bring in that new year.
Exactly.
I know, right? It's
And you know what? I want to ask quickly. You talked a little bit about certain music programs that are going to be happening on next year. Are there any other wrinkles that are going to be introduced to the hotel, or things we're looking forward to in 2024?
Well, we're doing another Vouv in the snow.
Oh, really?
In the winter, yeah.
Oh, yeah?
So Clicquot in the snow.
Yeah.
Clicquot in the snow. I don't know if anybody went to that. Did you all
I
go
was
to
here.
that?
I was actually sort of adjacent while it was happening last year. It was fabulous looking.
It's
Yeah.
a fun night.
Yeah.
And we will be introducing wine dinners
Oh, okay.
after this whiskey dinner next week.
Oh,
yeah.
We'll have wine dinners each
14.
month, starting in January with a different themed wine. So
Lovely.
Yeah.
again, something great to look forward to, especially in January, February, and March. A nice evening out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, our decks, we close them down, of course, or it's too cold for people to sit out there, even with the heaters. So we like to try to do different things, at least once or twice a month to bring people into the dining room. It's a beautiful dining room. I love it. So
Mhm.
it's
beautiful.
yeah. just comfy,
Yeah.
Mhm.
So it's fun. Everything we do is
Yeah.
really
That's what it's all about.
And we've talked about several times today catering to the locals as well. Right?
yes.
And so there's that area from the holiday season up until Mother's Day or wherever, where the
Mhm.
locals sort of carry you, and they want an excuse to come out and participate and have some
A little
fun time with
something
them.
different. Like
Yeah.
the Jingle Bar, man, is that popular.
People love
And
it.
yeah, I mean, mostly local, maybe 10 miles away.
Mm-hmm.
But the Jingle Bar is a perfect example of that. It's people want something to do that's festive, and it's
They
just
come
an
out with their
easy night out.
girlfriends. They sit around. They have some wine. They listen to the piano. It's great. I know, and they do some shopping in the gift shop, or they actually have dinner at the bar or in the dining room.
Oh, yeah.
It's incredible. The locals I see coming in.
Yeah.
It's really nice.
I don't think I have many different groups of friends. Every single one of them will say, well, let's just go meet at the hotel.
Really?
And because we know the couches will be there, the fireplace will be there, we can have a nice
Wow.
glass of wine. Every single group is, well, let's just meet. In fact, we're going to come in a couple of weeks.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah,
that's
Heather.
awesome.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Great.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
just such a comfortable way to see your local friends without having to host.
That's
You
right.
know, so it feels really.
I was just talking
special.
to JJ, and she was telling me the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, Belle, you know, that was
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
So she was telling me, Sherry, oh, we come every week. I'm like, really? I
Yeah.
go, I think that's great.
It really
fabulous.
is very
Yeah.
special. And it's not like I am hesitant, Corey isn't, but I am to go to a bar. You
Me
know,
too.
I don't love a bar.
No.
I'm not a
You
bar.
haven't gone, you've gone with me.
I do. I go with you.
You love those nights.
Well, I just reserve those for you, Corey.
Yeah.
But to have the couches and the fireplace are it's such
It's
a
a-
wonderful
yeah.
feeling.
I agree. It's not really great to sit at a bar by yourself a lot, you know, but
It has never been what I did too
Yeah,
much.
yeah.
And
So-
it's quiet, so you can have an actual conversation with your friends. You know, it's lively enough. There's music and there's liveliness, but you can carry on a conversation,
Right.
which is difficult to do in some places.
because I've been to
Right.
many restaurants where you have to yell across the table, you know,
So true.
you know.
So true.
So that's hard.
That is
Yeah.
not an issue here.
Yeah, actually,
And
you're
listen-
telling me to speak up, so
Exactly.
it's hard for me to do that.
All right, should we put a bow on things, folks? Because
Oh,
I
yeah.
hear the crew stomachs are growling.
Yeah, they're looking at that
Oh.
seafood tower.
But thank you so much for this
You're
and for
welcome.
everything you've done for us today and throughout the year. I mean, honestly, and our relationship since we've been doing
Oh,
this
you're
since
welcome.
1623.
Oh, you're welcome.
Our
Thank
pleasure.
you, Corey.
Jean, thank you so much.
Heather.
Always great
Thank
seeing
you.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, always great to see you both. Thank
Yeah,
you for
thank
coming.
you. Thank
Yeah.
you.
And enjoy.
We will.
Yeah.
All right, so if you
Oh.
want to learn more about the Beauport Hospitality Group, just go to beauporthospitalitygroup.com.
That's correct.
There you go,
It's
folks.
all right there.
All right, happy holidays, ladies.
Same
Happy
to you.
holidays.
Thanks for your
Happy
time.
holidays.
Happy holidays to you,
You
Heather.
too, Corey.
Yep.
I hope to see you again soon.
How about next Tuesday at Cape Ann Animal Aid? That'll be our next show. We'll see who
Aw.
Heather adopts then.
I
That's
can't
another
go.
annual
Heather,
tradition
I can't go.
for our
I'll
show.
take a dog
Yeah,
home.
it's a problem.
It's a
It's a
problem.
It's very busy in my household now.
I know, right?
All right, happy holidays, ladies. Thanks
Thank
for your
you.
time. All right,
Thank
folks, we'll
you.
see you next Tuesday for another live edition of Cape Ann Today from Cape Ann Animal Aid. For Heather, I'm Corey. And for all of us at the 1623 studio staff, we'll see you next time. Happy holidays.